You know, every so often, a company comes along that isn't just building software. They're trying to build a new kind of partnership with the natural world. That company is Arboracle, and their vision for ecological intelligence starts with one person, high up in a tree, but it scales to the entire planet. Let's dig in.
So at the very heart of this whole thing is a really human problem. Think about it. The people who know our trees the best, arborists, well, they have these incredible moments of insight when they're high up in the canopy, completely focused on their work. It's almost a sacred space for them. But there's no way to capture that wisdom up there. It just evaporates. So Arboracle really started with one simple, powerful question. What if we could save it? Okay, so here's our journey for this explainer. We'll start with the arborist's dilemma. Then we'll look at the radically simple platform they've built. After that, we dive into the living digital brain at its core and meet its AI partner. And finally, we'll zoom out to see how this all connects, from software to superintelligence. All right, let's dive right into part one, the arborist's dilemma. To really get what Arboracle is doing, you first have to understand the immense pressure these professionals are under. It's really a trifecta of challenges, a perfect storm, if you will.
So here's the thing. The modern arborist is basically forced to live in two completely separate worlds. On one hand, you have the craft, the science, the risk assessment, the incredible physical skill high up in a tree. But then there's the business, all the paperwork, the spreadsheets, the scheduling, just a mountain of admin that chains them to a desk. And the tools they have today, they force a choice between their passion and their paperwork.
And this fundamental conflict is made so much worse by those three big pressures. First, you've got the economic pressure. We're talking brutal, slim profit margins, squeezed by the sky-high costs of equipment and insurance. Then, there's a crippling labor crisis. Over 92% of these businesses literally can't find qualified people to hire. And finally, there's this huge knowledge gap, a divide between all the incredible arboricultural science and what's actually happening day-to-day on the ground. This whole complex mess is exactly what Arboracle was designed to solve. Okay, so on to our second part, a radically simple platform. So how do you even begin to tackle a problem that big? Well, Arboracle's answer isn't some super complex solution. It starts with a strategy of, well, radical simplicity. The main goal, first and foremost, is to get a powerful tool into the hands of every single arborist. And their first move is just brilliant. Instead of the usual, complicated per-user pricing that can run you hundreds, even thousands of dollars, Arboracle comes in with a single flat rate, $44 a month. That's it, for unlimited users. This isn't just a price point, you guys. It's a strategic weapon. It's designed to completely shatter the industry's old software models and make trying it out a total no-brainer.
But look, while that amazing price gets them in the door, it's the design that really makes them stay. See, most competitors build their software around things like invoices or jobs, but Arboracle, they build their entire world around the tree. Every photo, every client note, every service record, it's all linked back to that one single living asset. And that's a fundamentally better way to do it, because it perfectly mirrors how an arborist actually thinks about the long-term health of a living thing.
And yeah, of course, Arboracle delivers all the essential business operations tools. That's just table stakes these days. You have to have it. But here's the key. Where all the incumbents stop, Arboracle is just getting started. It introduces this whole suite of intelligence features that nobody else has. We're talking plant and soil health analytics, predictive risk assessment, and a real AI assistant. It completely reframes the conversation. From just what software runs my business to what platform actually understands the science of what I do.
So now we get to the really cool part, the living digital brain. Because that simple, affordable platform we just talked about, you can almost think of it as a Trojan horse. Its real purpose is to build and to feed something way, way more powerful, a living digital brain for our planet's ecology. Now, here's the crucial point. This is not just a static database. It's what they call an ecological knowledge graph, or EKG for short. And you should think of it like a cognitive architecture. It's actually inspired by those amazing mycelial networks you find in a forest, the Wood Wide Web. It doesn't just store data. No, it's designed to learn, to reason, and to model the incredibly complex web of life.
And the absolute genius of this EKG is its ability to bring together information from two totally different scales. On one side, you have the macro scale data. It's pulling in planetary awareness from global satellites, giving it that broad ecological context.
seeing the whole forests. And on the other side, you have the microscale data. This is the hyperlocal, ground truth wisdom coming directly from the arborists in the field, seeing the individual trees. It fuses them together.
So how do they get that planetary view? Well, it's a really brilliant, multi-layered strategy. It starts with Alpha Earth for that foundational, low-cost global context. Then, when it needs to, it can zoom in with on-demand, super high-resolution analysis from a service like lgnd.io for specific sites. And by building on an open-source model like the Clay Foundation, it ensures they stay in control and can do their own research. This isn't just smart tech, it's an incredibly capital-efficient way to see the world.
Okay, so you've got this incredibly powerful brain, this EKG, but how does a person actually talk to it, right? How do you access all that intelligence? Well, this is where the interface actually becomes a personality. Let's meet your new AI partner, Bodhi.
But first things first, we have to solve that input problem. Remember those profound insights being lost in the canopy? Arboracle's solution is the Pocket. It's exactly what it sounds like, a simple, rugged, waterproof voice recorder. It's purpose-built for the field. I'm talking long battery life, designed to be used with one touch, even while you're wearing gloves, 100 feet up in a tree. This is the tool that finally captures the wisdom from that sacred space.
And the whole process is just seamless. The arborist dictates a quick note into the Pocket while they're working. As soon as that device hits a Wi-Fi network, it automatically uploads, transcribes, and analyzes the audio. And just like that, a fleeting thought from high up in a tree becomes structured, actionable data. It's the fuel that powers both Bodhi and the entire ecological knowledge graph.
Now, Bodhi isn't just some faceless algorithm. I love their design philosophy for it. Half OpenAI, half Pixar. Which means, yeah, it has to be incredibly smart, but it also has to be empathetic, trustworthy, and even memorable. The goal isn't a tool you just command. It's a partner you actually collaborate with.
And you can really see this strategic focus when you compare it to other successful AIs. So an AI like Bodhi.ai, for example, is all about connecting professionals to other professionals. Bodhi, on the other hand, connects people to nature. Its whole persona is that of a wise, calm, knowledgeable sage. And its value proposition, it's just so profound. The right insight can save a tree's life.
All right, last section. Let's zoom way out to see the full scope of this ambition, which is nothing less than moving from software to superintelligence. Because the platform, the Pocket, even the Body AI, they're really just the first steps on a much, much longer journey.
And this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky dream. There's a very disciplined plan. You can see it here. They start with an MVP, the core business platform, to capture the market in the first 6 months. Then they systematically layer on the intelligence, starting with things like image-based disease detection. And from there, they build towards an advanced causal engine that can not only predict what might happen, but actually prescribe what to do about it.
And the ultimate destination? It's a true, nature-backed superintelligence. Imagine an ecosystem where the deep wisdom of that EKG guides not just human decisions, but also a new generation of robotics working out in the field. We're talking about automating dangerous tasks and fundamentally elevating our ability to act as true stewards of our environment.
And that brings us right back to the question that's at the very heart of Arboracle. If every single tree on Earth had a voice, what would they tell us about their health, about their needs, about the state of our planet? Arboracle's mission, its entire reason for being, is to build the technology that will finally let us listen. And what we learn, well, that could change absolutely everything, because Bodhi knows.